Yeah. Or not real oak, it's just an oak veneer, really.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
So I went in the kitchen and
Yeah.
I was in the door, like, you know.
Yeah.
And it's quite enjoyable.
Good morning everyone, how you doing? It's Paul here from Unusual Things. Now this morning I'm at St John's Churchyard in Hampstead, London of course. Lovely area, lovely houses. It's quite early in the morning. It's, if I can see my watch, 7:15, so a nice early wake up this morning and a long drive of course. And of course today we're here to find the final resting place of Peter Cook. I'll tell you more about him shortly. Now, do you remember Peter Cook? He was an actor, comedian, and so much more to him. Great person. So we're going to have a look around here. Now there is an entrance back there, but I want to come up this way because it just looks, better not get run over. It looks like it's a bit of a better entrance here. Yeah, that's it. More the old sort of London churchyard looking, you know, that sort of thing. So don't forget, if you like the video today, please leave your comments down below and give it a thumbs up, and oh, big bright lights in my eyes, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. What are your memories of Peter Cook? My favourite is Derek and Clive. I love Derek and Clive. It's not for everyone. Oh, there's another part of the church there. Okay, it's not for everyone obviously. So yeah, you know, if you've not heard Derek and Clive before, make sure you haven't got too sensitive ears. Anyway, I'll tell you a little bit more now about Peter Cook as I walk around this churchyard. Peter Edward Cook, 17th of November 1937 to the 9th of January 1995, was an English comedian, actor, satirist, playwright and screenwriter. He was a leading figure of the British satire boom of the 1960s, and he was associated with the anti-establishment comedic movement that emerged in the United Kingdom in the late 1950s. Born in Torquay, he was educated at the University of Cambridge. There he became involved with the Footlights Club, of which he later became president. After graduating, he created the comedy stage revue Beyond the Fringe, beginning a long-running partnership with Dudley Moore. In 1961, Cook opened the comedy club The Establishment in Soho, central London. In 1965, Cook and Moore began a television career, beginning with Not Only, But Also. Cook's deadpan monologues contrasted with Moore's buffoonery. They received the 1966 British Academy Television Award for Best Entertainment Performance. Following the success of the show, the duo appeared together in the films The Wrong Box 1966 and Bedazzled 1967. Cook and Moore returned to television projects continuing into the late 1970s, including co-presenting Saturday Night Live in the United States. From 1978 until his death in 1995, Cook no longer collaborated with Moore, apart from a few cameo appearances, but continued to be a regular performer in British television and film. Cook was born at his parents' house, Shearbridge, in Middle Warbury Road, Torquay, Devon. He was the only son and eldest of the three children of Alexander Edward Alec Cook, 1906 to 1984, a colonial civil servant, and his wife, Ethel Catherine Margaret, 1908 to 1994. His father served as a political officer and later district officer in Nigeria, then as financial secretary to the colony of Gibraltar, followed by a return to Nigeria as a permanent secretary of the Eastern region based at Enugu. In 1961, Cook opened The Establishment, a club at 18 Greek Street in Soho in central London, presenting fellow comedians in a nightclub setting, including American Lenny Bruce. Cook later joked that it was a satirical venue modelled on those wonderful Berlin cabarets, which did so much to stop the rise of Hitler and prevent the outbreak of the Second World War. As a members-only venue, it was outside the censorship restrictions. The Establishment's regular cabaret performers were Elena Bron, John Bird, and John Fortune. Cook's comedy partnership with Dudley Moore led to Not Only, But Also. This was originally intended by the BBC as a vehicle for Moore's music, but Moore invited Cook to write sketches and appear with him. Using few props, they created dry, absurd television that proved hugely popular and lasted for 3 series between 1965 and 1970. Cook played characters such as Sir Arthur Strebe Greebling, and the two men created their Pete and Dud alter egos. Other sketches included Superfunder Stingcar, a parody of the Jerry Anderson's marionette TV shows, and Cook's pastiche of 1960s trendy arts documentaries, satirised in a parodic segment on Greta Garbo. When Cook learned a few years later that the videotapes of the series were to be wiped, a common practice at the time, he offered to buy the recordings from the BBC, but was refused because of copyright issues. He suggested he could purchase new tapes so that the BBC would have no need to erase the originals, but this was also turned down. Of the original 22 programmes, only 8 still survive complete. A compilation of 6 half-hour programmes, the best of what's left of not only but also was shown on television and has been released on both VHS and DVD. In 1970, Cook took over a project initiated by David Frost for a satirical film about an opinion pollster who rises to become President of Great Britain. Under Cook's guidance, the character became modelled on Frost. The film, The Rise and Rise of Michael Rimmer, was not a success, although the cast contained notable names including John Cleese and Graham Chapman, who were co-writers of the show. Later, the more risque humour of Pete and Dud went further on such LPs as Derek and Clive. I love Derek and Clive. The first recording was initiated by Cook to alleviate boredom during the Broadway run of Good Evening and used material conceived years before for the two characters but considered too outrageous. One of these audio recordings was also filmed and their tensions between the duo are seen to rise. Chris Blackwell circulated bootleg copies to friends in the music business. The popularity of the recording convinced Cook to release it commercially, although Moore was initially reluctant, fearing that his rising fame as a Hollywood star would be undermined. 2 further Derek and Clive albums were released, the last accompanied by a film. Cook died in a coma on the 9th of January 1995, at the age of 57, at the Royal Free Hospital in Hampstead, London, from a gastrointestinal hemorrhage, a complication probably resulting from years of heavy drinking. His body was cremated at Golders Green Crematorium and his ashes were buried in an unmarked plot behind St John at Hampstead, not far from his home in Perrins Walk. Dudley Moore attended Cook's memorial service at St John's at Hampstead on the 1st of May 1995. So there's all the information there on Peter Cook, and like I said, he's a character. You know, some people don't like him, and I get that because they don't like his sort of humour, but other people found him really funny and a bit crazy and a bit stupid. Now, as I said earlier on, he was cremated at Golders Green, but his ashes are interred here in an unmarked grave. However, it's believed, and I've got it on good authority, very good authority, that his ashes are interred where his wife's are, and his wife has a marker. So we're going to find that now. We'll have a look for it. So guys, I've been having a good look around. It's a little marker because obviously it's a cremation plaque, but you know what? I think I found it. Lynn Cook, dearly beloved wife, mother, sister, 1945-2016. And guys, I have got a surprise. They've actually put one down for Peter. Peter Edward Cook, dearly loved writer, performer, satirist, husband, father, brother, 1937 to 1995. So there we have it, guys, the final resting place of Peter Cook. And I'm so shocked, I'm really surprised, because I was led to believe he doesn't have a marker here. I really was. Obviously there's one there for Lynn, his wife, bless her, passed away in 2016, so not 7 years ago. But Peter, yeah, they've obviously put the the memorial plaque down for him, which is great. Excuse my camera work here. They've obviously put the memorial plaque down, which is great and so respectful, and I'm so glad that they did, because he's such a huge character in that sort of comedy at that time as well. Probably wouldn't pass the test of time these days, and yeah, I look like a comedy show, don't I, love? One of them people that drives in the car on their own with a mask on. Anyway, so sorry, Peter. He'd probably like that. Probably be funny to him, wouldn't it? Yeah. So I love his comedy, especially when he worked with Dudley Moore, Derek and Clive. Like I said earlier on, if you've got sensitive ears, maybe don't listen. Or if you're a bit too PC, don't listen. If you're like me and you like that sort of stuff, then get yourself a bottle of whiskey or something and put some Derek and Clive on. But I want to say a massive, massive thank you to Peter Cook. Amazing man, amazing. And I'm so happy, I'm so glad there's a marker for him. That's really made my day now, because I was expecting to come here and just to see his wife Lynn's marker, because I was informed there wasn't one for Peter. But you can see me, look, I'm glowing, because I thought he was brilliant. I just loved that deadpan humour he had. Oh, hello, yeah, all right, mate. I can't swear. I can, but I don't. Not on here anyway. But yeah, Derek and Clive, completely different level. But you know, we can't take away from his mainstream comedy that he's done over the years. And yeah, massive, massive one. Really chuffed for that. What I'd love to do, I was more of a fan of Dudley Moore. I'd love to get to America and see Dudley Moore. His final resting place, because I loved him. Great actor, great comedian. Anyway, that's it for today. That's Peter Cook. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, leave your messages down below. What your favourite memories of Peter Cook? Did you like him? Did you not like him? Give it a thumbs up if you'd like the video. And of course, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, and you'll be notified as to when I'm out doing some more filming of some more graveyards. See you soon. Take it easy.